Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna do another underwater scene, but I'm gonna try to make this one have mermaids in it. I've never done mermaids, so this could be interesting. I am still gonna do the big 30 by 40, but I've had stomach issues all week, so I haven't really done anything. So I'm like, let me just get back into this a little slow here. And so I'm just going to I'm going to try to get my water in, but I'm going to try to do it from the bottom up, which I've never done that before either. So just trying some different things. So I'm just putting some phthalo blue, ultramarine blue, and some white. And I just got these in. These are tearaway palette papers. So you just, after you're done, you just take it and you throw it away, and yeah, saves with cleanup. All right, so I'm just gonna wet my brush a little bit. Let me just get a paper towel here. All right, so I'm just going to, and I don't know what is up with this canvas. These two corners are indented. I did wet the back, but I will, to tighten this, but I'm gonna have to get some more water in the corners once this is done and dry. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. All right, so I'm gonna start with the ultramarine blue. On the bottom, like the floor of the ocean. And I'll maybe pick up a little bit of the dark blue, just so we can have like a little bit of variation in color. Oh, I should have done this one with the tape. And I'm just using a, I don't know, 1.5, 2-inch brush. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of white now. And all right, and then I'm going to run that. So that's going to be like our light spot. Just start going up. You know what? I'm not going to worry about my edges. I'm going to try something after. Once this is completely dried, and we can see, I want a darker spot through the center here. And I'm just basically going like back and forth. So I have a little bit of light and a little bit of dark in there. Now I'm going to go back with the lighter blue, and we're going to start going back up to the top. And this is just the ultramarine blue. All right. Now I'm going to pick up some white. And we're going to get some lightness at the top here. And all right. And then maybe just all right. We've got some rays from the sun coming in. So I'm going to add some black. We're going to get just a little bit of some silhouette grass on the sides over here, and then I'm going to try to do a clamshell. Try, that's the key word. So I'm just going to start with my angled brush, and this is a 1-inch angled brush. So I'm just going to wet it a little bit, and then I'm going to pick up some black. And I'm just kind of wiggling. Just pick this up here a little bit. All right, I'm gonna wash this. I'm gonna try to get my clam in before before I do some grass over here. All right, so actually, let me take my piece of chalk. All right, so this is it's all dry. And then maybe just come in a little bit more. All right, we'll get that painted in, and I'm just going to paint this black for right now. And I'm not even, you know, really worrying too much about my chalk lines. That was just to give me like a guide for the outside of my shell. All right, and then we're just gonna color this in. And we'll put our scallops back in after, so. All right. All right. Wash and dry this. Just pick up the same big brush again. You can use a smaller one. And we're just gonna and that's going to be coming out on the other side. All right. And then we're going to put some coral in there. I'll pick up some vibrant colors here in a minute. But I want to get my mermaids in. So we're gonna, I'm just gonna start with a circle. And I'm gonna give her a neck. Let's just do her body first. Let's see, how do I want her? And let's see, I'll give her a little bit of an arm coming out. I'm gonna use my black so that I can try to get shape. And one hand going up, and the other one, so I'm using the darker one just so that I can, all right, so this one, we're not going to see any detail on the face. This one, I'm going to do the body first. Let me go back to my chalk here. Oh, I dropped that one, so we'll pick another one. Let's see. And then let's give her a little bit of a chest. And then a belly. And a hip. The chalk is just basically there to kind of help me get a good shape going. See, we'll put a head on, little nose, little chin. You can fix that with paint. And and then we can put hair on them after. All right, so I'm not liking this one, so we're just gonna wipe it off. All right, so we'll do the other one the opposite of the way we did that. So we're gonna kind of Gotta give her a little bum. This one. Let's put her arm coming out this way. And then we'll clean that all up. And then we'll just give her a little hand or something here. And then we'll put hair. So, all right. So, I'm just going to color these in black now. And then I'm going to do the arm with a much smaller brush. All right, now let's get this one kind of drawn in. All right, wash this. Let me grab a little tiny Now I knew that was way too tall, so I just, but it gave me that little, just like a little bit of a visual. All right. And then from here, that's down too, I think, too low. All right. So those don't look too bad. Now I've just got to clean up my chalk lines. And just and I'm not going to put a face. I'm going to have hair, and that way it can cover this on, because I'm not liking the look of this one. All right. Okay. All right, let's get some, I'm using the Luminous Rose for some coral on the bottom. And then we're just going to use some yellow on the black. So it's going to be very, like, kind of subtle highlights. All right, so let me start with my clamshell first. Let me see. Do I want yellow? No, I want like this burnt sienna color. So basically, I'm just gonna do and then I'm just gonna kind of drag very, very little paint. And that's going to dry even darker. All right, now I'm just gonna, with a touch of white, you know, because it would be getting some reflection from the light up above. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing, just, I mean, little bit of white. Kind of outline it and just kind of, all right, I'm not too bad. Looks like it's kind of half open. I want it to be a little bit more open, but I'm gonna be okay with that. All right, so I'm gonna take a smaller angled brush. Nope, we're gonna do the coral first. So I'm gonna use the small filbert brush. This is a number 2. And I'm just gonna pick up some of that neon purple. And I'm gonna hold my brush back. And by holding your brush back, it allows you to like be a little bit freer with your strokes. And then we'll just pick up a little bit of the white after and give it a little bit of and then I'm just going to go into a little bit of white. Just kind of like, you know, on the tops. And I'm like very, very little. And again, I'm still and I'm just moving my brush in all kinds of like weird directions. All right. I'm gonna put some coral like right in here too. Okay. Now I'm going to take the smaller angled brush and with just a little bit of yellow, because this will this is going to dry a lot darker. And then I'll just pick up some yellow and just kind of because yellow and black makes green. So if some of the yellow is too bright, just pick up a little bit of yellow and the black, and then just kind of add some little bit over it. Let's get a little something down here. And I'm going to pick up some yellow and some black, and we're just going to just kind of over that shell, just a little bit. And just give a few little lighter ones. And then we can just go back into our darker pink, our neon. There. Okay. Now, we've got our light source. So this one's going to be lighter on the back. Let's see. So I'm going to take some purple. And let's see. So I'm just taking a little bit of the purple and then I'm just going to wipe the rest of that white off. And obviously this fin, and maybe over here a little bit. So I want them pretty much to stay silhouette, but I want them to still kind of show. So I'm trying to get these little like subtle highlights on before I do the hair. And this fin. Take some of that white and she probably would have a little bit on the front as well. And I just picked up purple again to go over those lighter. And I probably made them too big or too close, but it is what it is. All right, so let's get these a little bit of hair here. And I'm just picking up black and just making just little so if there's a spot that you don't like, you can fix it with hair. Well, that just brought them to life now, didn't it? So I'm just going to let's see, what color hair do I want to give them? Let's go in with some of the burnt sienna. And if you go too heavy on this, then you can just go back in with some more black. Because it's a silhouette, but you know, you want some of the details to show that, you know, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just giving, and then I'll just go in with a little bit of white and all right. And we'll do the same on the other one. You know, because they are up a little bit higher up, so some of that color would definitely start showing through. me get just a little bit of a liner. And I'm going to take some of the white and some of the purple because I don't want it to be a bright, but I do want I'm just going to go back in just a little bit of black. Just adding a little bit more, like little shadow kind of areas. Just going to and then I'm going back in with just a little bit more of the darkness. Like the way that looks, so we're gonna put a curl there, and then we'll just come back in with some of that reddish color. You know, and the colors don't have to be identical because they're just two separate if some's too light, just kind of bring some more of that black through, and it's basically you want it to so so that there's like different tonal values. So over on this side, I could definitely the rays are coming down like that. She might not have as many bright spots. I'll just go back in with some all right. All right. So I guess we're gonna call this. I do want to do I'm gonna go back in with my big and we're just gonna all right, I'm just gonna pick both of those colors on my brush together, minus the pink. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of water on my brush here. I don't want there to be like a defined line with the rays. I want it to look like it's peeking through. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. All right. I think that looks good. All right. So wash my brushes. And then I'm going to take my big filbert, and I'm going to take the phthalo blue, and I'm just going to do the sides in blue. And that way I'm not trying to get everything, you know, matchy-matchy. The border will be all the same color. Hang on here. So we got two sides done. And that way it just kind of gives a little bit of shadow on the sides. And this will dry really quick. And that way my sides are done. Now, what I could have done too is let this dry for 24 hours. And then I could have put a thin thing of tape around it and colored that in. But I like it the way it is, so I figured I would just paint the sides, and that way there, everything is all nice and painted in. All right, so we've got to put a signature on here. So I'm going to go with the ultramarine blue, and I'm going to put it on this side. I usually do the other side, but no, I'm going to do the other side because I like my clam. Yeah. And that way it kind of blends in, but yet it's there. And I do sign these on the back. And this is our finished painting today. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you're going to try to give this one a try. Like I said, it's my first time doing mermaids. I should have put one like up here and then one like swimming down here, but yeah, I just chose to do it this way. And alrighty, guys, I will see you on the next one. Bye.